So if you stumbled upon this video and you're a first-time father in his first year, I think this video can help you. I'm a father of three, and I've gone through the first year of fatherhood 3 times. And I know the mental anguish it can have on the mind. And I know when I went through it, I had questions that I sometimes kept to myself and would never address internally. And it made fatherhood a lot more difficult. 5 years into my fatherhood journey now, I have a 5-year-old son, a 3-year-old daughter, and just recently a almost 1-year-old daughter now. And I think at this point in my life, I have the experience, I have the maturity, and I have the time to make these videos addressing some of those questions that I think can really help a new dad out there who is struggling in their first year. So why does a smile change everything? I think with fatherhood, at least early on, you're looking for those signals that really give you assurances that you're doing your job as a father, right? But they can be slow to arise, right? I know with my latest addition to the family, my now almost 1-year-old, she only recently started smiling, at least intentionally smiling, and it happens a lot now. And I knew that day would eventually come because I have 3 kids now, right? And so why does a smile change everything? I know in those early weeks of fatherhood, sometimes I feel like the baby's not giving you much, right? All they're doing is giving you a to-do list, and it's never ending. Diaper changes, laundry, constant spit ups, and long nights just trying to get the baby to sleep. It's a lot. It's a lot. But eventually they give you a smile, right? And it makes it worth it. It makes it. It doesn't make it any easier, but it makes you realize that there's something there, right? And sometimes in those early weeks, it's hard to sometimes see that there's something there, as odd as that sounds, because the babies, there's not a ton of interaction and meaningful interaction, right? So what you're looking for are those little milestones, right, that can keep you going, because there's a lot more difficult times than there are happy times, especially if it's your first year. So you look for those things that just that melt your heart, right? And that kind of give you that light in the middle of the night when all hell's breaking loose. And sometimes that smile, that gummy smile with no teeth, it means everything, right? It means everything. And with my latest addition to the family, my daughter, who's almost a year old now, once you get that first smile early on, it gets better. And they start holding your hand and they start saying dada, right? My wife's always jealous that she carried our daughter for 9 months and her first words were dada, right? And it gets so much better. It's just when you're your first year and early on, maybe week 10, it's so hard because you're juggling all these new responsibilities, and your wife's changing, you're changing, baby's constantly changing, right? But you need to hang in there. And you need to find things that, you know, give you that light on a daily basis, right? Because, 9 times out of 10, it's a difficult moment. It's a challenging moment, but find that 1 out of 10 moment that just overwhelms the 9 out of 10, right? That just overwhelms all of the struggles and the responsibilities and the sleepless nights. And that smile, it compounds. It every time I walk into a room now, the smile just gets bigger and bigger, right? My daughter now, she has 2 teeth at the bottom, 1 teeth at the top, right? And her smile is like a football now, and it's just so wide, and you see those little 2 teeth that pop out every time she smiles, and it doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't make life any easier. But because I've had 3 kids, I knew those smiles would compound into something better, right? Into just more interaction, more love. Her feeling my face, my stubble, right? My little facial hair. Her scratching me. These things just it comes to a point where it's just all of those happy moments, all of those tender moments, they just overwhelm any they overwhelm all the responsibilities. And it gets there eventually. I'm at the end of my first year now for the 3rd time. And but I've got the experience to know that it got better. It will get better. Because the first time I went through it did not go well. And so you just gotta hang in there. Find that smile, right? That smile eventually happens, right? Even if it's a non-intentional smile, right? Even if it's a burp smile, or it could be them holding your hand, right? Late at night. But you just gotta find something. Find some light, right? Find that light that makes fatherhood all worth it to you, right? That creates meaning for you. That gives you the gas when you're just running on empty. And eventually you'll be overflowing with gas. Trust me.